Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom. Today, Duane Toews talks to Josh Roe with Kansas Corn. He talks about what percentage of Kansas corn goes into producing ethanol, and you might be surprised, and how you can find those higher ethanol blends at the pump. Next, see how Miller Farms has increased their cattle's comfort and how much it has impacted their number of animals rating prime. Then Duane is with Garret Kennedy, who is in Kansas Corn's Corn Core Class 2 along with his wife. He shares their experience and how they're using what they learned on their farm. Next up is today's Kansas Farm Bureau update. And to wrap up, it's Plain Talk with Kyle and Duane. It's all coming up on Farm Factor today. Stay tuned.
These days, no one can afford to take the risk of being without financial protection against high health care costs. Not even for a few days. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans offer short-term health care coverage to fill in those temporary gaps. Short-term health plans can provide you with medical coverage when you are between health plans, helping lower your potential financial risk. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau financial services agent near you.
Okay, looks like it's time for our tour. Welcome to the Fort Wallace Museum. Here at the museum, you're going to find some really interesting stuff like our replica stagecoach from the Butterfield Overland Dispatch. We've got facades from the fort buildings. We've got an 1870s flag. There's a plesiosaur that was discovered locally. We've got the Ray pump organ collection. We're a little bitty place with a great big story, and we'd love to have you.
At Farm Credit, we partner with America's farmers who work hard each and every day to grow the food that we all enjoy. It's not an easy task, but it's an important one. Farm Credit is proud to work with farmers and ranchers, lending support in rural America.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need. From prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Up first today, Duane is with Josh Roe from Kansas Corn talking about ethanol in the state.
Duane Toews joining him once again on the program. An opportunity to catch up with Josh Roe with Kansas Corn. Josh, we think about ethanol and what its importance is to Kansas corn growers. Boy, it's surprising when you put the numbers to it. And you've shared some information with growers across the state on some listening tours talking about what each additional filling station, gas station, or super fill-up spot can mean in terms of bushels to a Kansas corn grower.
Yeah, absolutely, Duane. And that's always, I'd say, statistic as far as how much of our corn goes to ethanol that a lot of even the most seasoned producers are unaware of. But, the number is in a given year, a little over a third of all of our corn grown in Kansas goes to an ethanol plant, which, in turn feeds and supports our great livestock industry there. But that's about the same percent as what goes directly to livestock there. And so, as you're mentioning before, a lot of our focus that we've pivoted on, especially since 2016, is gaining more fueling retail stations in the state that offer these higher blends of ethanol, the E15, the E30, and E85s and above. And we've had some great success stories with some of our partner stations across the state, especially in Wichita there. These are pretty large-scale fuel stations that are selling about an average blend of E27, or in a given month, about 27% of their unleaded volume is pure ethanol. And as we go forward and look at some of those larger partner potentials, when you think about some of them mega convenience stores in those urban areas there, the math is pretty simple there, that if we recruit those large scale fueling stations with the 16 fuel pumps and can offer that level of ethanol blends, that one gas station can consume as much as 850,000 bushels of corn, which is the same size as a pretty good sized feed yard there. So it's just interesting. You kind of promote or turn that thinking around from looking at just driving by another gas station out there to actually being a very great potential demand driver for our corn.
Think about some of the issues. We still have some hurdles to jump in some of our urban areas, particularly that Kansas City market that could be huge in that regard if we get to that point where we get E15 year-round.
Yeah, that's the case there. In 2019 we had a great victory in most parts of the nation, allowed for the year-round sale of E15. Unfortunately, there's some, I'd call them outdated air quality regulations that exist in the Kansas City metro area, both on the Kansas and Missouri side, that unfortunately prohibit the year-round sale of E15. And Kansas Corn and some of our other partners in the ethanol industry have been working very diligently with the state of Kansas to get those regulations changed by providing additional information, funding some independent modeling done by a contractor to show, in fact, changing this regulations won't make air quality matters worse. We've had the modeling came through as we expected, and we're looking at that regulation moving through yet this calendar year, and all signs point to getting that market opened up by summer of 2021 or by next year's driving. That will continue because there's a lot of large fuel stations. You just get a couple of counties there in that part of the state. That's half of our population. So that definitely something on the local and state level that we can advocate for, that will have a big impact on farmers across the state.
Our thanks to Josh Roe joining us on this report. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. After the break, learn how one beef producer increased his number of prime cattle by making them more comfortable.
Welcome to the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in my hometown of Oakley, Kansas. We're the front door of Western Kansas, located on 3 main highways, I-70, US 83, and US 40. And all those roads lead to history, beautiful scenery, and adventure, no matter which direction you go. We now have an IHOP. That brand that you've trusted up and down the road in all your travels is staffed with local folks, real people just like you and me, and we're waiting on you to join us. So for fun, adventure, fuel up, fuel your body, and let's have some fun. Highways 40, 83, and I-70 come together right here in Oakley. Roads that lead to businesses, to magnificent rock formations, to scenic vistas, to places where legends were made. Roads that lead us home. Discover Oakley, the gateway to Western Kansas.
This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Let us help feed your family.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Let's find out what improvements one cattle operation made to increase their number of prime cattle.
Saying yes to a marketing opportunity can pay. Since 2017, the millers have brought home premiums for selling finished cattle on the grid.
We sent a couple loads that had the quality breeding in them, we've thought extremely well. I think we averaged 77% prime, 95% CAB on the first couple of loads. That season, things just went from there and went well. I think that year, roughly 300 animals went over 70% prime. 2018 actually didn't have quite as many animals. I think we had 230 head, but we went 82% prime and 99% CAB.
Of course, CAB is the certified Angus beef brand, which includes prime at a higher premium level. The route to 99% CAB began with a focus on quality, genomic testing, and data on crossbreds. The comparisons still favor Angus.
We've been working with some data on some crossbreds, a little in the Charolais or Red Angus side, trying to keep, maybe extend the frame, larger carcasses, and see if we can keep the quality grade on key with that and make carcasses bigger. But it seems like the stronger Angus side of it is still paying. Our straight Angus calves are showing at least twice as many primes, 2 to 3 times the prime. And then when we get with the CAB premium, that's what's helping pay.
Even in northeast Missouri, summers are hot and hard in the feed yard. So the family found a solution.
A couple years ago, we decided we wanted to add some spaces, put them under roof. It seemed to be the thing to do. We wanted to try it. On temperature in the summertime, the sunshine, it seems like that's been a big benefit. Cattle stay cool, perform well, they convert. Feed efficiency has excelled, and they're doing well. What we calculate is the average daily gain, and the feed efficiency will take care of most of the payment on the facility. So it's working.
The benefits extend to cattle well-being, and their greater comfort comes back to steady performance on feed year-round.
That's part of the reason of building the building, is keeping hard footing under these animals. Can't miss many days. It all goes back to feed efficiency, and if we lose a few days, it takes a while to catch back up. So that's the part of the wintertime aspect of the barn also, is to keep things moving forward.
I'm Bob Cervera.
When we come back, Duane talks with Garret Kennedy about his experience in Corn Corps.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm, so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well on their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer and work with you.
At Farm Credit, we partner with America's farmers who work hard each and every day to grow the food that we all enjoy. It's not an easy task, but it's an important one. Farm Credit is proud to work with farmers and ranchers, lending support in rural America.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need. From prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment brought to you by Sure Crop. Liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back, and now Duane is visiting with Garret Kennedy about what he and his wife learned while being in Corn Corps Class 2 through Kansas Corn.
Duane Toews joining once again on the program. A chance to catch up with Garret Kennedy. He works as an agronomist with Knopf Farms in eastern Saline County. Garret, talk a little about your experience within the corn industry and organization. I know you were a member, along with your wife, in Class 2 of the Kansas Corn Corps. Give us a little perspective on what you guys felt like you got from the program.
Sure. Thanks, Duane, for having me on. And Corn Corps was a great opportunity for my wife and I to just grow together and grow in our relationship, but also grow in our career path as well, to learn more about what our strengths are, to learn more about the corn industry and how we can be involved and really take that in our own way. And that's one of the things that we've enjoyed most, is kind of find our fit and how we can go forward with that.
So talking about finding your fit, now an agronomy director, so to speak, for a family farm in eastern Saline County. Talk a little about the day-to-day, what it is that you do to make that operation successful.
Sure. Well, as we know, farming is not easy, right? And especially dealing with Mother Nature, and how do we set the table the best we can for the certain yield goals we have, or the different farm goals that we might have. And then use the weather in order to achieve those goals. And so, a lot of planning goes into that from a soil fertility perspective, certain variety or hybrid selection perspective. And also we're thinking about, how do we manage weeds in a certain way, scouting. Right now we've got some southern rust moving in on our corn, so been spending a lot of time in the cornfields to figure out, do we run fungicide, do we not, what's the right timing? And so just trying to manage inputs so that we can really do a good job of achieving the goals that we have on those acres.
Talk a little about Soil Health Partnership, what some of the overall arching goals of that and how you're putting that in place on that farm.
Sure. So we're one of the farms that Kansas Corn is supporting in Kansas to have a soil health partnership research study. And so what we have is a study that's going to have 4 replicated strips, so we can be statistically sound, and we can go back at the end of the year and at the end of 5 years, because it's actually a 5-year commitment, to figure out statistically, did we have an effect on what we were hoping to. And so what we are doing, there's a regular farmer strip basically, and then an enhanced practice strip. And what we are looking specifically is at the use of cover crops. And so over the course of the 5 years, these 4 strips through the field are going to consistently year-round have a living root. And so after our cash crop, we'll immediately seed a cover to try to get that living root in the system as long as we can. The Soil Health Partnership folks are coming out. They've done extensive soil tests. They're going to do tests throughout the year to kind of continue to measure what's going on within the soil system and try to measure those things. And so we're really excited to see the things that we think we are having effect on, if we can actually put numbers to it. And I think the Soil Health Partnerships folks will really be able to help fine-tune that on the farm.
We really think about that soil as a microbiome. It's really stretching for a lot of people what we're getting into in terms of the science of farming.
Yes, most definitely. You know, when I was in high school, to think that agriculture was real scientific, I would have kind of thought you were a little crazy. We just do it the way Grandpa always did it, you know, and that has so changed. And the things that we can see, the things we can affect in our lifetime is so powerful. You know, we don't have, in the grand scheme of things, don't have too many options to really make change. But on the farm, we really have neat things that we can do each year to try and build and grow and try to bring that system back to what it was once before.
Our thanks to Garret Kennedy joining us on the program. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. When we come back, it's this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
No one plans to get sick or injured. But when life happens, it's important you and your family are protected. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans are there to provide continued health care coverage to meet your needs. Choose from a broad range of individual and family plans. And if you're over 65, we have options for you too. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Farm Bureau update.
My name is Jim Schmidt. I represent the 5th District as a board member on Kansas Farm Bureau's Vote FBF PAC. We typically get recommendations from almost all, if not every county, through the CEC process, which is the County Evaluation Committees, and the 10 of us that meet each represent 10 to 11 counties, each come from our specific district, and we get together multiple times a year depending on the election cycle to discuss state level and federal level elections. Right now we're getting together working on a lot of the state level elections today. So as the process moves forward with Vote FBF, the recommendations that come out will become public. We will share them with each of the candidates, and then those candidates have the opportunity to do a rollout with our endorsement. You've already seen that, obviously, with the federal levels, with Congressman Marshall's endorsement, with Jake Turner's endorsement, with Tracy Mann's endorsement, and you'll start to see that also at the state level, both on Senate races and on House races.
Stay with us. We'll be back after the break with Plain Talk.
No one plans to get sick or injured. But when life happens, it's important you and your family are protected. Kansas Farm Bureau health plans are there to provide continued health care coverage to meet your needs. Choose from a broad range of individual and family plans. And if you're over 65, we have options for you too. Learn more at kfbhealthplans.com or contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
I'm Bob Swartz, and I've devoted the last 43 years to helping Kansans reach their retirement goals and to protect the family farm. At Bob Swartz Financial, we believe everyone should be able to live the retirement they've always dreamed of. Our team of professionals can help you create an efficient strategy using a variety of investment vehicles to help you address your financial needs and your concerns. Bob Swartz Financial values, commitment, and transparency.
This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Let us help feed your family.
Welcome back. Now let's see what Kyle and Duane are up to today on Plain Talk.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer with Plain Talk with the guy that says SUV drivers.
Yes.
Are twice as likely to talk on a cell phone and drive as other car drivers.
Well, you know why.
No, I don't know why.
That's those pompous SUV owners, got no thought
Your
for the
wife
environment.
has an SUV.
I know.
my wife does not.
She has a car?
She has a van.
Oh, she has a van.
She has a granny van. It's embarrassing.
Good for her.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
I love a van. My daughter, youngest daughter, their family has expanded to 4 total now, and they have a van, and I'm pleased that they did that.
Well, that's why we went back to a van, because 8 grandkids. And
you're not going to get all them in there, but
you got to load the bus up.
You can get most of them.
Yeah, and car seats and everything else, and honestly, they are a tremendous value. So it's just, there's nothing that'll strip a man of his masculinity more than driving around in a minivan.
Well, let your wife.
Of course,
drive.
we have one here at the radio station. I make you drive.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mainly to strip you of your masculinity.
You told me it was because of the gas mileage.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. Your fact or fiction question of the day, Kyle Bauer. The Cathead, Winter Banana, and Captain Kidd are all varieties of oranges. Fact or fiction?
Cathead.
Keep
going.
Winter Banana.
Okay.
And Captain Kidd.
Oh, absolutely. Those are all orange varieties.
No, that's false.
Oh, shoot.
They are varieties of apples.
Oh, there's a huge number of apple varieties, isn't
There's a
there?
lot more apple varieties
There isn't
oranges.
that many oranges, is there?
No. I mean, you kind of got your juice oranges, you got your navel oranges, you got your teeny weeny oranges. And your mandarin oranges.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's about it. Then you can take that into the bank.
Yeah.
No, there is just a crazy number of apple varieties, but
Well, just look at the grocery store, which is predominantly...
I was going to say, there's
general
usually
ag
not
type.
more than 3 or 4 on the
Yeah,
menu.
they've got probably 6, I
Really?
think, at the grocery store that I go to.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been to a fruit stand, food stand, apple
Roadside
orchard
stand? Okay.
area. And in that one, I bet they had 15 in Kansas. Some of those can't grow very well,
right.
I would think.
Come to think of it, if you say they have half a dozen over here, my daughter has 2 trees that are different, apple trees, and I have one that's different than hers. So in our tiny little survey, we're already up to 9.
The tiny survey says
there's a boatload of them.
Yeah.
Boatload of apples.
Have you had the new genetically modified apple that doesn't brown?
No.
It has a much longer shelf life. I did. I haven't been able to purchase it locally. I had to go to a larger town.
And did it taste just like
I thought they were very good.
Red Delicious? Is that
no.
What is the one that most everyone likes? Is it's crisp and it's red.
Well,
and Golden Delicious is like yellow.
Right.
And that is not as preferred as much as a red
Granny
apple.
Smith is greenish. Red Delicious is very popular, but that's not the new crisp one that's out. I can't remember the name.
So do you like a crisp apple?
I do. I do not like a mushy apple.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, it can give up some on taste as long as it has that nice snap.
Right.
So do you normally eat an apple, if you will, like an apple, or do you use a knife to eat an apple?
No, I'm old and I'm worried my teeth will break out. I cut it into wedges and then consume it.
Well, I'm old and I eat it in wedges too, but it's mainly so I don't slobber down the front of myself.
Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. See you next week on Farm Factor.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com. Join Ag AM in Kansas, everyone, Monday through Friday mornings on local stations throughout the state of Kansas, and every day on your favorite social media. Monday kicks off with Dr. Dan Thompson on Doc Talk, as he's joined by leading veterinarians and nutritionists in food animal production. They discuss current production challenges and tips on how to deal and prepare for those challenges. Tuesdays on Farm Factor, it is our friends here at KFRM Radio with interviews from top experts in agriculture. Wednesday, it is a little of Kansas history with Deb Goodrich on Around Kansas. Thursday, Britton Rucker brings us Ag Etc. This day is filled with agricultural research and ag happenings around the Midwest, including our new Young Leaders in Ag segment. We end the week with Authentic Ag and updates from your local checkoff programs. Make sure to check your local listings or like us on Facebook and Twitter at Ag AM in Kansas and on YouTube at Farming Unlimited TV so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching. ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need. From prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.